This is a video made for my friend Leslie. She wrote and asked a couple of questions, and I'm going to try and answer some of them this way because sometimes showing is better than telling. So the first thing I need her to see, and I think I'm going to have to move my screen up here, there we go, is that you have to go to YouTube and create an account in order to be able to then move the account, move files, videos from your iPad onto YouTube. So I have already created an account. Just go to youtube.com, hit create an account, and it will ask you a bunch of questions. I've created my account, so I'm just going to sign in. And I've created actually two accounts. I have Renda MC that's connected to my Gmail account. That's for family videos and stuff like that. And then I have another account that I made for work, and it's Mrs. Conwell. So I'm going to sign into my Mrs. Conwell account. And then when you go back up here to, you'll see your name, your username, and you click that little button and you can see your options, including looking at your channel, which is all your videos, or doing a video manager or something like that. So you can see the last video that I uploaded, and I'm not sure why I uploaded it to this one instead of my personal email, but it's the snow we had recently here. And it was on my iPhone actually, so that's why the screen is so narrow. If it had been on my iPad, you would have had a larger view. But that's my car out there on Main Street. And of course, what happens, because these big trucks, you're going to see the snow mover there, they come along to clean off the road and then they trap my car. So that was part of what I was trying to get into, is that I get up close to the curb as I can, and then they pile up the snow next to my car, and there it is. Anyway, so this is another presentation that I did that it's looking at now, but I'm going to go back to my channel. Alright, so these are all of my featured videos. There's a lemon battery, as you know. There are some of the videos I did of you. So let's see how this works. Once you have an account, that's the first and most important part. Once you have an account, you're going to take your iPad, and I'm going to try and show it to you here. You're going to take your iPad and tap the camera icon right there. And then I have to leave my cover open because the camera hole is right here, and when I use this, it covers it up. So you can't see anything but the back of the flap. So I have to leave it open. That's how the kids know I'm filming, because the flap is hanging down. And I touch the camera icon, and then I choose, in the lower right hand corner over here is a little slider. You want to make it go to the right where the video camera is. So then you'll have this view. When you hit this button and start filming, you'll see in the upper right hand corner that you can move the camera to front facing, from front facing to back facing. Now I'm looking frontwards, so I'm looking at the screen. Turn it around, looking backwards. When you film, you can see the time signature start in the upper right hand corner, and when you finish, just hit the red button and it goes sliding down into this little button down over here on the left. I'm going to tap on that, and here's my video. Now all I have to do is hit the icon up here that says, and if it goes away, just tap, it'll come back up, that says it looks like you're emailing forward. And one of those options is to send to YouTube. And when you say send to YouTube, it asks you to log in. As soon as you log in and send it, it'll post it. By the next day, it will be up there. So that's the first thing, is that once you have a YouTube account, you can send directly from your iPad to your YouTube account. But you have to start by having a YouTube account. Okay, the second thing you asked me was making PDF files. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to open this document that I was working on earlier. Doesn't matter what kind of document it is, it's in Word. That's the main thing. You have a Word document that you want to change to a PDF and then upload to your LiveBinder. So here's my document. And it's not pretty. I don't care. This is actually my notes for something. I'm going to go File, Save As. And when the options come up, this Save As type, currently it's a Word document. I'm going to drop that down and say Save as a PDF. Now I'm going to save it in the same location so I know where to find it. It's on my desktop. I'll move it later. I know enough not to store too much on my desktop. And I'm still calling it ELOPR1 sheet because it's going to be a brochure. And I just save it. When it's saved, the PDF version will pop up on top. And there it is. So now I know it exists. It exists as a PDF because it says right up here, PDF. So I can close that, close the Word document. Don't save it because if there were any changes, I don't want any of those changes to come through. And then I'm going to go to LiveBinders. Now I'm going to log in to my LiveBinders account. And let's say I want to upload it to, here's my practice and play binder. This is where I practice stuff. So let's say I'm going to upload it. This is my first tab. I hit Edit menu. I bring up my edits. I want to do text layout. I'm going to change it to a title. I'm going to call it Practice and Play. And on the subtitle, I'm going to call it Uploading Documents and Files. All right. Now I'm going to go to this drop down button and create a subtab. Okay, here's the first subtab and it's saying, I'm going to call it PDF Documents. Now, my edit window is still open. I go over here and say Upload File. And I'm going to choose the file. I'm on my desktop. I scroll down until I see the PDF, and there it is. ELOPR1 sheet PDF. Double click and then upload. Loading, loading, loading. Close my edit window and there it is. There's the file that I just turned into a PDF. Now I need to change this tab 1 to read Practice and Play. And I want to change this text to be bigger. So I'll drop down to my font size and I will make it a 7 and save. And the other thing you wanted to know how to do was to put your video into this LiveBinder. I'm going to create another subtab. I'm going to call it Video. Now you don't actually upload the video. I'm going back to my Mrs. Conwell channel. I'm going to click on the snow pictures that I took earlier so that I know I'm looking at this particular video. I can pause it and then I'm going to highlight the entire URL at the top of the screen and do Control-C for copy. Then go to my binder again and where it says enter a URL I'm going to do Control-V for paste, click Insert. Now this is not going to play in here, so that's one way to do it, but then the kids would have to, or you will have to open up a new screen. There is another way to do this that I want to show you. So what I'm going to call this is, this says snow. Let's say lemon battery. Let's see, we're going to insert the lemon battery one because that's a better name. I'm going to make the screen a little smaller so you can see the bottom of it. So when I do an edit menu, I can insert media as one of my options, and then I'm going to say YouTube videos, and then I'm going to say lemon battery. And I'm going to find, and there are going to be a bunch of them, because believe it or not, there are a lot of lemon battery demonstrations. And here's 1 through 5, and I don't see that any of those is Sarah. So I go to the next group until I see the one that has Sarah's face. And given that there are 1,275, maybe if I put, no, my username, Mrs. Conwell, and then search that way. Ah, okay. Well, that made it easier. Now I click on it, and now it enters. It's inserted. It pulls it in from YouTube directly into my binder. Close my edit window, and then I can maximize the screen again. And okay, so it's playing just fine. And then while I'm in the binder, if I want to make this video come up as my whole screen, all I do is click this full screen button in the lower right hand corner of the window, and easier said than done, right? It's supposed to maximize it. Might not be reacting quite properly for me today. All right, so let's see. I'm looking at your email to make sure that I got all the components. YouTube, importing YouTube to LiveBinders, making a PDF and putting that into LiveBinders. Okay, those are those two things. The next thing you asked for has to do with test items, so I'll send you those links directly. But I hope this helps. Let me know.